We've got big breaking information coming in from Pakistan. Justice Ijaz Afzal has announced that Nawaz Sharif has been accused of corruption and has been disqualified by the Supreme Court. Massive breaking news this. Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, is joining us. Geeta, what can you tell us? You're looking very closely at these proceedings.
Well, this is a massive blow to the Nawaz Sharif administration. It is not just Nawaz Sharif, but we're also looking at his entire family. Now, the articles in the Constitution for which he is being declared disqualified is this: if proven guilty, which is what the Supreme Court has said, Mr. Sharif can hold office as per Article 62(1)(f) of the 1973 Constitution. Cannot hold office, as he would be declared as not being Sadiq. And these are the two terms on the basis of which the disqualification is happening. Sadiq, that is truthful, and Amin, that is honest. Because he is not honest and truthful, Sadiq and Amin is the reason why Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif stands disqualified. A huge blow to the Nawaz Sharif government, to the Sharif family. And we know yesterday itself, when Chaudhry Nisar had come out with a statement that he will be stepping down and he is not going to contest elections, that there were indications that this judgment would very well be adverse, would not be in Nawaz Sharif's favor or his family's favor. And this comes as a huge blow, not just to Nawaz Sharif, but the political future of his heir inherent, which is Maryam Sharif, because she has been named, his son, again named for not just in the Panama Papers, but also the fact that they have assets that they acquired in London disproportionate to their income source, and also illegally, given that we in many ways we can call it Benami properties that they have acquired in various parts of London. So a huge blow. We are yet to understand what the judgment and the count really is of which judge was for and which judge against, from a 3-judge bench.
So all 5 judges, Geeta, in a unanimous decision have disqualified Nawaz Sharif. This is huge. Remember, his entire family is in trouble because all the corruption papers, the corruption files have been sent to the accountability court. So all those will be examined, but Nawaz Sharif has been disqualified. You've been speaking, Geeta, to officials in the Ministry of External Affairs, the Pakistan PIA wing, keeping a very close eye on what's happening in Pakistan today. What's their assessment on what could be the impact on India?
Well, the impact and implications are going to be huge, but not so much so in terms of Pakistan's India policy, Rahul, because you and I know that Pakistan's India policy is not really controlled by the army. It is really controlled, not controlled by the civilian administration. It's controlled by the army, and hence there is no difference that India will see in how Pakistan deals with India. Having said that, the question again remains, Rahul, that not one Prime Minister of Pakistan has ever completed a 5-year term. Nawaz Sharif was the only Prime Minister who was only inching closer to completing his term. Only one more year to go, but it seems like now there is no future for Nawaz Sharif to really continue, or for that matter, his family and the political future of his family to really be a part of that entire...
Imran Khan's party naturally elated with what's happened. They're hoping that this would be an opportunity for Imran Khan to come to power. Remember, it was 4 years ago that the PTI first gave the call of "Go Nawaz, go." Finally, that day has come. The Supreme Court in Pakistan pronouncing this massive verdict against Nawaz Sharif and his full family. I'm joined by Mahmood Ahmed Alwari. He's a lawyer of the Pakistan Supreme Court. He's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Alwari, appreciate you joining us for perspective. What does this verdict mean in the context of what happens next in Pakistan? Alwari Saab, you hear me?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam, Alwari Saab. I'm asking you, what happens next in Pakistan? What's your sense?
जी हाँ जी आप फरमाएं।
जी बताएं अलवारी साहब क्या होगा नेक्स्ट?
यहाँ पे नवाज शरीफ डिस्क्वालीफाई हो गया है, कर दिया गया है और ठीक है, बाकी मामला ठीक चल रहे हैं।
नहीं, बाकी मामला तो ठीक चल रहा है, लेकिन इसके बाद अब आपके हिसाब से क्या होगा?
इसके बाद जो है नेक्स्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर कोई और आएगा मुस्लिम लीग नून से।
आपके हिसाब से क्या मैसेज गया है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने नवाज शरीफ को ही डिस्क्वालीफाई कर दिया है?
नहीं, वो शायद उनके नजर में है कि ये जो एग्जेक्टिव आती है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की नजर में, वो काम परफॉर्म नहीं करती बल्कि अपने पैसे बनाती है, अपने कारोबार जो है वो इंक्रीज करती है। तो मेरा ख्याल है ये फैसला होना चाहिए था ताकि मुल्क जो है वेलफेयर स्टेट बन सके, कोई अच्छे लोग भी आए, उनको अकल।
Thank you very much, Alwari sir, for joining us. I want to go across to our Islamabad correspondent Hamza Amir. He's joining us on this broadcast. Hamza, what happens next in Pakistan? What are the implications?
Well, Rahul, today it has been a massive day for Pakistan because Supreme Court has actually disqualified the sitting Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and they have actually referred the case to the National Accountability Court, and they've given them 2 weeks to file a review on the decision of the court. But going forward, the procedure says that there is going to be a sitting Prime Minister to be appointed from the cabinet itself. That is going to be from the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Nawaz Sharif will have to be, de-seated as per the court's order, and they will have to further probe into what allegations are there that needs to be looked into in the National Accountability Court, and they will have to justify that whatever they're claiming as offshore is an illegal money laundering or handling of financials of the family assets is concerned, they will have to justify that over there. But for now, Nawaz Sharif, who was the sitting Prime Minister since till morning today, is now no more the Prime Minister of Pakistan because the court, the most highest court, the Supreme Court of Pakistan, has actually disqualified him.
No, you're saying so somebody from the PMNL is going to become Prime Minister again. We just saw before this the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Imran Khan's party, jubilant. So why are they celebrating if the PMLN is going to form the government again?
PMLN government is celebrating only for the fact that they say that that decision of disqualification is only temporary because the government is going to stay in power. There is no dissolution of the parliament or anything of that sort. PMLN can actually appoint a prime minister from their own party for the time being till Nawaz Sharif actually goes through these cases in the accountability court. That is why they actually are calling it a celebration and a success for them, because the opposition parties were demanding resignation and dissolution of the assemblies and also early elections. So that has not happened. So that is why I think PMLN is happy for the fact that this is something that goes in their favor, that the government is going to stay in power. They are going to actually complete their tenure of 5 years and not get ousted.
The tenure get over. When will there be fresh elections?
There will be elections scheduled during June 2018. So before that, the opposition parties were demanding that there should be early elections and the government be toppled only for the fact that there was a corrupt regime, as they call it, in power. But the Supreme Court decision has only disqualified the Prime Minister and has allowed them to file a reference in the accountability court within 2 weeks. Till then, until this case goes on, they can actually appoint a Prime Minister, sitting Prime Minister.
So if Nawaz Sharif and his family are out of the equation, Hamza Amir, who's most likely to be the new Prime Minister of Pakistan? Will it be a totally lame duck Prime Minister? Because Nawaz Sharif himself, despite his big mandate, was a lame duck Prime Minister, and now you've got somebody who's coming in his stead.
There have been talks within the party that we've learned that the Finance Minister and the Defence Minister, Ishaq Dar and Khwaja Asif himself, are the two main contenders for taking the seat of the Prime Minister. But obviously these are not confirmed. These are only rumors that we've heard in the air that has been discussed, because now they will have to come up to a decision. And just recently, if you remember, just yesterday, the Interior Minister did a press conference saying that he will actually leave his position as soon as the decision of the Panama case comes out, and today that has happened too, and he does not plan on actually contending elections anymore and doing politics anymore. So I think there are only two people left. That is, one is the Finance Minister Ishaq Dar, and the other Defense Minister, Khwaja Asif, who seem to be the main contenders and might take the position of the Prime Minister.
Okay, and what will be the implications vis-a-vis the relationship with India, where in any case we've seen a huge downturn? Nothing much is happening in terms of taking India-Pakistan relations further. A new man stepping in at this juncture, what could it mean?
I think Pakistan-India relationships have already, been very, very thin when it comes to, dealing on diplomatic channels with him. And even now, when the political side in Pakistan is actually under turmoil and absolute chaos, I think it is going to further delay any process or positive movement going forward when it comes to dealing with the India-Pakistan relationships and issues, especially on the line of control and other related issues. But yes, a temporary sitting Prime Minister might not have the authority to actually take major decisions on India-Pakistan going forward. So I think it is going to be...
No, but does that... Stay with me, Hamza, stay with me. Geeta Mohan, does that mean that the Pak army then becomes stronger? Because you've got the absence of genuine elected representatives. Therefore, the generals in khaki, they're already omnipresent and they could possibly become stronger.
Well, Rahul, it's the Pakistani army that rules Pakistan. Let's have no illusions about that. And Pakistan's India policy is certainly controlled by the Pakistani army. Hamza Amir is absolutely right, Rahul, in saying that PMLN still has the numbers. It's only one individual and an entire family that has been one disqualified and the others held accountable in terms of the kind of corruption that they were indulging in and involved in the country. There were rumors that the Interior Minister, who also is someone that the army approves, that's Chaudhry Nisar, could have been the man who could have taken over, a man who also the opposition party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Rahul, was quite okay with. But Chaudhry Nisar's statements yesterday, where he said that he stands by Nawaz Sharif and that he will step down, he will resign if there is an adverse verdict and will never contest elections, is the reason why now, as Hamza was saying, the two very important candidates that look like can really make it to the top post of Prime Minister could be Khwaja Asif or, for that matter, Ishaq Dar, the Finance Minister. But there was also word that Shahbaz Sharif, who has not been named in the entire Panama Papers corruption cases and scam, is somebody that the family could consider. Right now, there is no decision on that front. But yes, the Sharif family and Nawaz Sharif himself was in a huddle yesterday. They have been deciding and discussing matters. So there will be a clarity on who is really going to take over after Nawaz Sharif, given that there is no way that there is going to be continuation. And the fact that they still have the numbers, Rahul, is the reason why there's going to be continuation of the government, but certainly not of the Sharif family.
Stay with me, Geeta. We have a lot more to talk about. Huge breaking story in our neighborhood. Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif disqualified. He could possibly also end up in jail. A very adverse verdict passed against him. We'll have experts joining us to discuss the implications threadbare. We'll be looking very carefully at what the Pakistani courts have said. When we come back on the other side of a 2-minute break, we'll be back. Stay with us. We're back in a moment.